In today's age of AI, why do I still use books like this one to learn the foundations of topics that I'm trying to understand? In this particular case, computer science. I think I'll start with some counter arguments for it, right? That I've been hearing from people as well as reading online. With the prevalence of large language models everywhere, there's this notion that knowledge rather is easily accessible, right? Um, because if we need an answer to a question, all we need to do is, well, ask it to a large language model. So basically, answers to any questions that I have are just a prompt away. Is it really just a prompt? I think there's a lot more to it because this also assumes um, that the current um, costs are accurate, but I think they are highly subsidized as well for the frontier models. So that is one argument that I've heard about why we can just rely on large language models for learning foundational concepts. And another one is that you know AI large language models, they distill all the knowledge that is available on the internet. I think this includes a lot of books as well. So it is able to create a syllabus of sorts, something like a book, right? For me to follow and learn the concepts that I want to learn. Um, However, for me, I still like learning from books today. Why? I have two main reasons. One side reason, yeah, the first reason is that I think that a good book, right, is something that has been scoped and thought through uh, deeply by the author. Uh, a good book is static as well. So there are reviews by many other people online that helps me determine whether a book is good because a book can technically be AI generated as well. And I think many people have done that, but those are not the kinds of books that I want. The reason is that I think the process of understanding concepts, right? Um, to that the process that is required to write good educational text is what gives me confidence that I will really learn from the book. Furthermore, I think uh, AI is a token prediction machine. I'm not an AI expert by any means, but I don't think AI has this same notion of understanding that I'm looking for, right? And the reason why I think the process of understanding by the author is so important is the second reason why I learn from books is that I wish to understand the topic through the author's lens. The in the process of writing a book, and if you've done any serious writing, I have not done serious writing to the level of writing a book, but in any form of proper writing, we need to form clear connections in our head because the process of writing itself is a very difficult process where we transform thoughts that are messy, that are all over the place, that we thought were connected. But in the process of writing, we make these connections crystal clear, or rather, we are forced to make them crystal clear because to write sentences on the topic that makes sense to educate the reader on what you are trying to teach them requires a lot of skill, I guess, right? Skill in understanding, processing, and creating the written content, and of course, including images, if which many of these books have as well. Uh, so. because the author had already went through this process of understanding, I end up having more confidence as well that I can form um, these connections in my head as well because someone else, another human being, essentially had this understanding and set of connections. I feel that by reading their content, I'm more able to gain at least a similar level of understanding of the topic that I'm trying to learn. And so those are the two main reasons. A side reason is I just really like physical books as well. Um, because compared to digital books, because I can make the argument that I can read digital books, which sometimes I do if the physical versions are not available, or I can't get my hand on them. But physical books give me a real physical sense of progress as well through what I'm trying to learn, which I feel is a very big um, thing for me because for digital formats, all I see is a number going up from page 1 to page 10, page 100 to page 200. That's it. I would like to make a note though. I think today with LLMs, with AI, is actually a very good time to learn new things as well. While I do not use these tools as the teacher, the main teacher, or the syllabus creator, I do use them as a teaching assistant. So, for example, when I'm learning a new topic in computer systems, a programmer's perspective, I do come across terms that I do not understand. I do come across concepts that I struggle to understand because, well, there is jargon, or perhaps the kind of examples used are things that I'm not yet familiar with. So I do find LLMs useful in the sense that they can help me overcome this barrier so that I may reach the understanding of the content that the author is trying to um, achieve, right? In a manner that is quicker because I do not have access, I guess, to another fellow human to help me understand this content. So I think LLMs are very useful in lowering that barrier to understanding things. But as for the general structure of learning complex topics, I still think books are the way to go, even in today's age of AI.